try, but you don't know why. You've got no fire or drive to put up a fight. She whispers lie, and everyone will keep on by. Pay you no mind, but better to lie. Don't cry or even make a sound. Better to hide. Don't wanna push your weight around, or don't confide, and you'll always be safe and sound because you're quiet. She could call me quiet. She made me quiet. She said we love you when you're quiet. Quiet as the night, no need to make a sound. She said we love you when you're quiet. Quiet as the night, no one knows when you're around. It's 5:10. I'm waiting as the boys arrive to spark a fire, debating in the alien night. And as I try, I am so wasted, despised. I don't know why, but this boy, he tells me why. What I do is not what they like, 'cause I'm not bright, so better keep myself in line. But then despite, I still tried to stir up a fire. He said be quiet. He said look pretty and be quiet. He could call me quiet. He said we love you when you're quiet. Quiet as the night, no need to make a sound. He said we love you when you're quiet. Quiet as the night, no one knows when you're around. You're playing with fire, that must have been desired. You're causing so much spite. I ask you to be quiet. So what do you require? A Mr. Call you sire. You're filling me with spite. I ask you to be quiet. Oh, you're playing with fire, that must have been desired. You're causing so much spite. I ask you to be quiet. So what do you require? A Mr. Call you sire. You're filling me with spite. I ask you to be quiet. 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 Ooh, quiet as the night. I'm quiet as a riot. I'm all when you're around. Ooh, you ask me to be quiet. I'm quiet as a riot. Destined to be loud. Oh, yeah, you're playing with fire. That must have been decided. You're causing so much fight. I ask you to be quiet. So what do you require? I'm Mr. God Messiah. You're filling me with spite. I ask you to be quiet.
Hello. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Cat Monarch, and we are continuing, surprise surprise, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel with our Masochist challenge. Left off on a slightly sour note last stream, so we're going to try and be a little bit more positive today. And starting off with that, we are still maintaining this win ratio, somehow. I don't know how, and I'm not going to ask questions. And I say it every time, but it's truly the small things that help. I cleared the Warrior and Machine templates. I think after stream I made a deck that is just specifically designed to annoy everyone I go against. That's the idea. By just like stopping individual interactions, which by themselves are not devastating. Like bouncing a column back to the hand makes them miss lethal, and then we manage to get into Metaverse for Dark Sanctuary, or we just, kaiju their monsters, bounce the kaijus. Stuff like that. Overall, really not much has changed. The machine deck is still the machine deck. I haven't yet decided to take out the heavy tank package, which might be a foolish move, because it would add some consistency to the deck. It does take out a big beat stick of a normal summon, but it would mean that we have 3 less tribute summon monsters in the main deck, and we can have a free extra deck slot to do something with. I haven't yet played the warrior deck at all, I don't think, on ladder. And I think we'll give it a couple runs this session, maybe next session as well. But yeah, failing that, I might switch to this thing to see how well that does, because it is designed to specifically irritate people. And, you know, there are a few things that we can do in this that we can possibly do in this that we haven't been doing prior. Like, we can make rank 10s in this. We have 3 different level 10 monsters. One of which we have to control, you know, we can't control 2 Jizakuru, but this is pretty easy. This is pretty easy to get on the field. That's level 1. So, in theory, not too difficult. It's got some niche things we can do. And we also updated the list of things to watch, because interesting polls last time, we got a royal rare, and I briefly excited myself and gaslit myself into thinking we had a Mare Mare. You know, the level 7 worm that special summons tutors. It's the normal float target for Yazi. But yeah, it meant we got an extra pack, and we have got some extra, some extra Yangzing and worm things, just not enough to really play with it. Oh, we have first time chat. Hello. How do? Welcome to the stream. Right. I think, yep, that kind of covers everything. We're about ready to get into it with a more positive attitude. And let's change up the deck, just see how well Warriors does. Because it doesn't seem like we're going to D-rank anyway. I've not had much experience with this except for last stream. It is a Masochist run that you have stumbled on into. Our decks are not particularly spectacular. Our good stuff pile has been pretty effective overall, actually. And I'm kind of sad that I'm trying out other things, because so far they have just not performed equally well. Granted, I have played an insane amount more games with the good stuff pile. I think we drew our 1 field spell. No, we have another field spell. And what are they on? Oh, now you see, I'd like to sit through this. No, that's a lie. I'd like to break the board at the end, but I don't think Lightning Vortex is going to really be our saviour here. This is Tearsworn with Bestials. As much as we need to play out more games, I am not going to win. They have gone first. I have no hand traps. The hope is that they lose to the timer rather than me. A new dual pass. I need to get the dual pass on my own account, because I like the Snowman Eater. Thank you for at least backing up my decision. The reason that we're trying this deck as well is because we have 2 main categories of monsters. We have like a sort of machine pile deck and a warrior pile deck. We gave the machine one a few runs last session, and it didn't go great. So we're now focusing on the warrior deck. And we want to put this here, and then let's see, 1 trap from your hand to the grave. Okay, I could have made a rank 4, but I don't think that matters. We'll just do that. Set 3. It's possibly just Life Twin Sprite, but maybe Beast King Unleashed catches them off guard, and Battle Guard Howling, possibly. Oh, it's Valmonica. I mean, I know something about this, but I don't think that helps me here. This needed to be under an EMZ. Either EMZ. This is a very fun deck, and I like playing it in real life. And if they're playing it optimally, this is going to be a pain to try and beat. They might do some of the work for me. All the better effects of Valmonica do require life points to be paid or lost. Oh, they got Maxi, so this is probably, you know, a very constructed deck. Now, yeah, take some damage, because it's the better effect. There you go. When I'm not playing Masochist, on Master Duel at the moment, it's Generator, because it's just strong. It's, despite the fact that it runs like a whole ton of level 9 monsters, pretty consistent. And it's got some very niche interactions that don't come up with other decks. Valmonica's pretty fun as well, but Generator feels a lot less combo heavy, and I don't want to have to, like, I want to be able to think through my plays without having to think through, like, the combo line to do it on Master Duel. That's a good way of putting it. Right. So we're on 2 counters so far, but they're about to be on 3, which puts them on the other link one. Although they could be starting to try and build up on that one, which would be a problem, because if they just destroy... Yeah, okay. Trying to learn branded combos. Fair enough. Branded is, like, it's a good deck. It just has been a good deck for the longest amount of time. You're gonna take my monster. That's rude. They can use it as link material now because they did the... Well, they can't currently use it as link material just yet. Unless it's linked to. Let's see. This Vampire Hunter won't work here. Wow, that's certainly a deck. That and Unchained. Unchained also is pretty good. Like, I don't mind playing a combo-heavy deck, or a deck that requires a long time to do its thing, but I couldn't do that on Master Duel simply because, like, the amount of button clicks and the chance of misclicking. In real life, there's a lot less chance of me misplaying, I think, simply because I don't have to click buttons to do it, I just, you know, I do the thing. Right. Okay, Harmonical Link. You should really be using my monster as link material. Unless you plan on putting another counter on your guys. If you put another counter on, then that is good game. As it is at the moment, that is 4,900 damage. Come on, you gotta have some way to lethal here. You need, like, a spell. Like, any volt. No, okay. Struggling again. Yeah, the meta is, like, particularly strong at the moment. Because on the one hand, you've got a battle phase deck which wants to inflict battle damage to you in Tenpai. And then on the other hand, you've got a battle phase deck which wants you to take battle damage, you know, air quotes, which is Yubel, which requires a bunch of low attack monsters on the field. A good way, like, it's not the most effective counter to Tenpai, but if you stick, like, a huge monster on the board, that will, you know, be difficult enough for them to out. But if you stick a huge monster on the board and it happens to be Yubel, then you've just buggered yourself pretty hard. And Traptrix especially has a rough time with Yubel because, oh, you destroyed a Yubel card? That will trigger the field spell, and the Yubel you just destroyed, which is probably not a once per turn because they cycle through the old level 10 several times. Right. This one's a light, so I guess we just do this. And we go battle phase. Yeah, that'll be it. We used a normal summon. Maybe it's very unfair to judge my decks against plat decks, but, yeah, Sarah just is, like, Sarah's really good as a Link 1. Like, as a, like, archetypal Link 1, it's pretty good. It's just not, like, the current meta is really unfortunate for Trap Tricks. Because, Tenpai still have their field spell at 2 in Master Duel. So just activate the field spell, and then, because Trap Tricks cards are not, like, Solemns, they don't affect Tenpai. And then because Trap Tricks cards are Trap Tricks cards, they affect Yubel, which is an actual, it's a bad thing for you, so rock in a hard place. We're going to do that, see if that provokes a response from them. Chain Maxi or something like that. It happens a surprising amount of the time. Chain Ash Blossom, that'll do it as well. That's fine. Oh dear. Anyway, normal summoner guy. Activate this. What are you on? That's all bad options. This is terrible. This is really like a surrender moment. That at least gets them to discard. Have you found any surprising decks? Decks? No. Techs? Yes. Let's put it that way. Like, something that's interesting is Tenpai care very much about their type. Like, the Tenpai monsters say Dragon type for, like, the tuner or non-tuner. So, it might not be in this deck, but in one of the... in my Good Stuff deck and in the Machine deck, I'm running Clockwork Knight. Are we playing Yubel? Are we playing Yubel Labyrinth? That is scary. But yeah, Clockwork Knight is really good against Tenpai. You give yourself a... I think... yeah, Surgery is okay. The reason that Clockwork Knight is a little better is because it does 1,000 stat mod. So that... wait, they just passed on this. What can we do about that? I don't think we can do anything. They don't take battle damage from that. Summon. Just to put another body on the field. Maybe it's Yubel, but, just gotta do it. The thing is, like, it sounds really bad, but Clockwork Knight is just, like, it's not terrible. You'd rather have that in deck, and it's a pretty dead draw. So, what is our out to Phantom? What is our out to Phantom? I don't actually know what it is. Because here's the thing, like, I can attack, but it doesn't do anything. Because, you know, just take no damage. And it means that it doesn't trigger either of these guys. But yeah, so Clockwork Knight is a really underrated tech, in my opinion. But also, like, what is it? Like, you can just super poly against Tenpai. They're dragons. So you just, you know, the whole field. Or at least as much as you can of it. They're all fire monsters. They're all dragon monsters, so you've got, like, type and attribute things going on. I can't remember whether that turns off, like, Garua and the Mud Dragon. Maybe it does. So Branded can do well against it. Branded could do well against it. Like, let's see. Because I can't remember the text on Mirror Jade, but you can just banish a card, right? And if you can banish a card, you can banish the field spell when they trigger it. And then that means that they A, don't get the search, B, have used the effect so that they can't activate a second one, and C, are without a field spell, which means they're affected during main phase 1, if you don't want to let them go to battle phase. On the other hand, you can just let them go to battle phase. Super Poly is spell speed 4 after all, and Branded can do some decently unfair things. The main issue with Tenpai, there's no point actually sticking in this, the main issue with Tenpai is that they can afford to play both a deck full of their own archetype, which is around 15-ish cards. You know what, we'll just play a pile. I enjoyed it a lot more. Sure, we'll go back to this one. This is the deck I've been climbing with for so long, but yeah, the main problem with Tenpai is they can run an absurd amount of board breakers and hand traps in addition to just their own archetype. So, given that Branded has like a, Branded Opening, which is the Engrave Protection card. Let's see, Mirror Jade is Quick Effect Removal, and you can Super Poly. Well, actually, no, you can just, like, summon Albaz Contact Fuse as well, because their Synchro is a monster with 2600 or more attack. I suspect we have a free win. Oh, I've played against one of these guys before. It might have been last stream. A Melodious deck. That's a Madolce card. I was about to say a Melodious deck without any Melodious extra deck, which we did duel against last stream. It was a bit weird. Although it might have just been a Masochist account. It might be this guy. I wouldn't know. Could also just be a bot. Passing on a 500, normal summon and a 1400 normal summon does not scream my idea of end board. Not exactly anything else there either. Right, so what can we do? In this case, I think I'm going to normal summon Penguin Soldier. Rare event. But I don't think they're going to put up much of a fight against this deck. And arguably the Kaiju serves as better discard fodder for the Phoenix Wing Wind Blast because we have our one copy of Regulus. So, set this, activate Scold. This card is like equally amazing and terrible. It lets me know what my opponent's on, and lets me brick their hands. On the, counterpoint, it lets me know what my opponent is on, which is really unfortunate for me. Because it's more just like, well, I knew I was screwed, but now I'm extra screwed. And we can put something else equally useless on the top of his deck. We can stack the monster back on top of the deck, summon Regulus from the hand as a special summon. I don't know if that does anything, but it's extra damage. How much extra damage? 35, 50, 40, 52, 50, 62, 50. They do not have an extra deck. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll pitch the Kaiju. And we'll just put this back on the top of the deck. And that means I don't need to Scold. And that does actually finish the game. Regulus, an absolutely crazy pull, which we managed to get in like the first, couple of streams, maybe the first stream of this whole challenge, and we've been running him since. And if that's not enough damage on board, we have Yugioh. But I think that is enough damage. Okay, no, we do need to use Yugioh. Big Regulus, who is now the biggest monster we've had on the field. And just like that, that's how you win a duel in Platinum. You find a fellow Masochist player. And because we're in Platinum, we get special bonuses, but let's just double check. That was definitely a Masochist deck, right? Yeah. I'm not sure if it was the same guy, but I've dueled someone with a very similar kind of concept. They had, like, Infernoble, they had Melodious cards, and no extra deck. So that might be the second duel against that guy. Anyway, that's the solo mode. We don't get that yet. What we do get is... How am I doing it? As in, like, have I set up a new account for it, or, like, what are the rules for it? That's our second Goyo King. We get dupes, but we get dupes of, like, the weirdest cards. More Thunder support. Magic Jam is pretty good. And Silent Abyss. What are the rules you've set for yourself? So, as a semi-standard rule, start with 10 packs. You can start with 6, of course. But I started with 10 from, what is it? I think the Solemn Judgment bundle, just to save a couple gems. And, yeah, from there, it's 1 pack per win. You get your solo, not your solos. You get your Legacy pack tickets, those are fine. And you can open Master Packs. If you get a Royal Rare, you can open a Secret Pack, just one of, relating to that Royal Rare. If it does not have a Secret Pack, you get an extra Master Pack. Because Royals should feel a little special. And, let's see, other than that, in Gold, we get to do the Proficiency test. And in Platinum, we get 2 packs. Which has made it very expensive being in Platinum. So I kind of want to be out of here as soon as possible, either for the month reset or just in general. We have a rank 4. But I don't think we have a rank 5. We're not in Diamond yet, and we're not approaching Diamond, so it hasn't come up. But Diamond is going to be, we can do a solo mode per win as well. Because the solo mode has some pretty cool cards behind it as well. But it's going to take a lot of, wins to actually have that impact us in any way. A lot of these cards are not really doing anything for us. But that is a ninja. What's been your most impactful pull so far? Inspector Border. Episode 1. It's won me more games than I can count. Like, I wish it wasn't a Floodgate card, but, like, it just is. For some reason, this card has been limited for a reason, Scrap Iron's pretty good, though. We might actually play that. That's just really good. Anyway, that's pack 1. One thing that's been really funny with Inspector Border is you Bell players not realizing that they have the easiest way to play around it. Like, name me another deck that opens a hand, sees an Inspector Border, then just goes, well, what if, like, instant fusion with pretty much any 2 monsters? But for better or worse, they just don't seem to know how to play around Inspector Border. I don't think we have Go-Go-Go's. We definitely don't have Melfies. That's a 1700. And Steel Swarm is bad when it's constructed. That's another Gravekeeper's card, but we don't have Necro Valley. We don't have Aliens. That is another rank 3 to the pool, but I think we've probably already got the best ones we could want. We can special summon our 1 Runic monster. So that's not bad, and that's our second Queen of Thorns. You see duplicates of the weirdest cards. Like, if you're... Yeah, I guess let's actually spend a minute hovering over it. Like, the things to watch is probably where you find, like, most of this stuff. Like, okay, so starting from... I guess let's start from the back. We got Paleozoics, because, you know, any Paleozoic is just a staple, right? We've got Spellcasters, because we're starting to pick them up. We have a Bear, we have a Quintet Magician, we have 3 of this thing, and a lot of Dark Magician support, but no Dark Magician, which is a pain. We have a small amount of Mech Lords. We have the Ritual for this guy. What is it, Boral? Yeah, like, we have this combo, and this guy is just a house. I had to go against him in the, yeah, that is a Rise High over there. Like, we've got some busted URs, but there's also, like, we're not making them. Like, we just can't. Like, have you read Quintet Magician? This card is basically towers. If you fusion summon this card, you probably win the duel. But it takes 5 spellcasters, and we have barely any fusion cards. But yeah, this is like a neat little combo. If we can get onto any ritual thing, then, like, this is worth playing. Let's see, we got a few Subterrors. We're starting to get a few Kaiju cards. Like, we've got 3 monsters, a field spell, and a continuous spell. Then, I guess from there, the next biggest thing is, like, come on. We have a solid amount of Earthbound cards, which is unfortunate, because, you know, these 2 require a field spell and to be put on the field in the first place, or they die. And then the spell trap support is, like, you know, it's okay, and we got this guy, so we don't technically need the field spell, but it's not brilliant. We have 1 other Therian, so we've got Regulus, we've got Lily, but we have nothing else. Witchcraft is already mentioned. We have a Gate Guardian combo. We have Tank, we have Sangha and Kazajin, and the appropriate 2-card fusion. So that's technically a small package by itself, but of course you've got to hard draw the Tank first, and then use it twice, or summon one of them. Destrudo, who's just, like, a really good card that we've pulled, but has not quite been, like, good enough that we just want to play it in everything, you know? Because it summons, what is it? It summons 7s. Like, just exclusively 7s. And our 7s... Well, actually, I guess we got Yazi now. You know, maybe we do want to start just playing Destrudo, but we only pulled Yazi last session, and so I kind of forgot. We've got... I think we've got a couple Dragon Rulers, actually. Yeah, we've got 2. So there's probably some kind of dragon thing we can work on. 6 Sams are coming along. Vampires, though. Like, look at these. Look at... That's an actual pile of cards. And it has, like, enough niche, like, interactions or combos with it. Because they're 6s, we do have at least 1 rank 6. And the rank 6 we do have is removal. This is blanket protection for them. This is Snatch Steal, kind of? No, Creature Swap. And, let's see. So yeah, what you could really do is... There's some way of doing this, right? Yeah, if you can find a way to boost your vampires, what you can do is have these... Well, have this guy on the field. Yeah, you can have Red Baron on the field, and this guy on the field. Then you can Red Baron, give them Curse, attack, destroy Curse, get Curse back next turn. As long as this has, like, another 200 attack, you can just completely steal their field once per turn. It's not quite good enough for us to yet build a deck around, but it's getting there. How are we on Mecha Phantom Beasts? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. But we don't have any extra deck cards to really go into, because this is the one that's kind of, like, broken out of our small collection. You can, non-once per turn, basically just discard summon a token. but the condition is that you can only use Mech Phantom Beast monsters as material, and we don't have good enough extra deck monsters where this really, comes up or applies. There's a small Cosmo package. Let's see. Yeah, which is like these, like 2 of this, or like 1 and 1, or 1 of, 2 and 1, that brings out Forerunner. So that counts as something. And then these 3 are just kind of like extenders for a Link deck, but we don't really have anything. And Weather has like a few spell traps. So like, this is very, very general as like a list of things to watch. But it is what we're thinking of, like, what we're trying to keep in the back of our minds. And speaking of keeping in the back of our minds, I guess let's go back to Destrudo. Because we haven't updated this deck for a minute. And yeah, Crusade is just a really good first deck. It's cheap, it's simple, and it's successful. Right. So I think we put in the Destrudo. We go back to our Synchro pools, because we've got ourselves this. That's already in there. What else have we got? I mean, yeah, but like, it's still good enough. Like, Crusader is still a threatening thing. You can drop a Kaiju on your opponent, hit them for pretty massive damage. I think that's all we can really play. Like, we've got Trident Dragion, we've got the boss monster of Tenpai, we just need the rest of the deck. Some weird pulls in this. Let's go to our Xyz monsters, actually. I think we've kind of exhausted our synchros. So, playing that, and that. We've got... Okay, we've got 3s now. And if we've got 3s... I gotta find him. But we have a couple okay 3s. Like, we pulled Dante, but we don't have a mill deck in any shape or form. Oh, that's already in there. We don't have 6s, really. We have a singular 6. We don't have enough 2s to justify this. That's not really going to work. Any other 3s? That's another Jin. I guess we're also building up Jin. No, okay, maybe there's no other 3. This is a combo 3. This is not Masochist. This is a Masochist 3. Caesar is a good get to. Yeah. Let's see. What else can we do? Can we do 7s? We have Synchro 7s. So we could. It's unlikely. But then again, we found ourselves in those unlikely scenarios before, wishing we had a thing. So, it's probably... It's not this guy, purely for the fact he requires 3. But I think we could probably put in Great Gale. And I think Mountain Smasher. Because that's just a beat stick. I would put in an Xyz for 2, but we have exactly 2 monsters. It's not particularly great. And speaking of those 2 monsters, I know we just actually used Penguin Soldier in a duel. Yeah, just to say we summoned it. I know we did just use Penguin Soldier, but I don't think he's coming up that much. There we go. Here's our star-studded player. Here's the best guy in our deck. He has not left the deck since day 1. Like, actually, that's a very good point. How many day 1 cards do we have here? We gotta have, like, a couple. This one, this one, this one. Vendread Origin. Re-Origin even. And yeah, I think that might be like your day one cards. Right. Okay, let's think about what we can actually cut from this. Because as much as I love this deck, there is so much that just hasn't been coming up. I watch Joe's. I watch Hard Leg Joe's while he does that. Which is most Fridays. But, apart from that, I can't say I've watched any. I know Simo's is very, is the Masochist run. He's probably been doing it the longest. Like, he started first, I think. But outside of that, I haven't really seen any. Yeah, Joe is like my go-to Yugi tuber. Entertaining, goofy, likes jank. It's brilliant. Are there any... No, we wouldn't want to play a different field spell. We're not on links, so we can cut this. I used to watch Simo, like, I wouldn't say loads, but more, like, a fair bit. And I just kind of, like, haven't for a fair while. But yeah, he's still, you know, a great guy and very entertaining to watch. It's also just, like, you know, time management. Kind of like, who else? Farfa and MBT are also kind of like regular watchers, along with Doug. Gage is funny, but it's like I don't really watch things for Gage being in them. Why are we playing this? 5s. Additional 5s, even. And we have a Samsara Dragon we can still make? We can still make. Jesse's pretty good to watch as, like, yeah, for learning things. I wouldn't say I really watch, like, YouTubers to learn or to brush up on my own deck building and, like, play style. Oh, just informational? Yeah. I'm not saying that I don't watch people to brush up because I'm good. I don't watch people to brush up because, like, I will play how I will play, and I know it's suboptimal. I know it's bad. This is a worm, which means it is half the material for Baxia. Where is he? Tuner and a non-tuner worm. It does mean that we're getting exactly Assault Synchron and Chunjin. But it does banish a card. And it does shuffle a card. It's going to come up more than Goyo King. I've had Goyo King very early on as well. We just haven't ever summoned him. That's banishing, removal, tribute, spell trap, card, monster. We keep the light imprisoning. I think no, we keep the ledger book. We probably... What is my stream schedule? Well, okay, sorry. First of all, thanks for popping in. It's nice to actually have someone, you know, who's interested and discusses it a bit. And nice to have you, even if it's only been a few minutes. The stream schedule is Monday evenings, like tonight, from sort of, well, I don't know whereabouts you live, but for me, it is nearly 8 o'clock in the evening now. So from about 7:30 in the evening-ish, or a little bit after 7 on Mondays. And if possible, the same sort of time on Thursdays. You're in New York. Okay, so that's going to be a sort of 5-hour difference, I guess. What are you at, like 3 p.m? 2 p.m? Something like that? Yeah, 3 p.m. So yeah, sort of like, anywhere from around like 2:30 p.m. your time on Mondays and Thursdays, where possible. If I have days off on Mondays and Thursdays, I might try and slot in a cheeky morning stream as well. But that seems like it'll be way too early for you. It'll, like, the VODs will still be up, though. I don't ever, like, get rid of them. It's just, you know, let them disappear after the week. But anyway, yeah, if you gotta get going, you do that. Thank you very much for popping in, and possibly look forward to seeing you in another stream then. You have a good one, whatever you end up doing with the rest of the day. Thank you very much. I think we'll cut you as well. Right, we've actually made some decently drastic modifications to that. And we could put in another one. Check our field spells. And see what we come up with. Because our best field spell is probably Dark Sanctuary still, but there's also the Kyoto Waterfront, which does just search kaijus. This is endless tokens, but we're not really on a normal monster deck. This is also endless tokens, but we need to summon a generator first. So maybe we put this in. 2 field spells for the metaverse. Oh, and just to satisfy my curiosity, because I'm pretty sure we only got 2. Yep. And what's this guy? It's a level oh wait, this is kind of instant fusion, isn't it? Once per turn during the end phase, gain 1,000. When opponent has banish this card, negate the activation, destroy that card. That might be something for a different deck, but that is technically just instant fusion for a level 3 monster. And an effect monster, Light Fairy. It's worth keeping in mind. But yeah, let's save that as the list for the moment. And I will be right back. Just let's put something on for the meantime, because I need to go take care of a couple things, but it's not going to take that long. Sure, that'll do. Assuming, yep, adverts.
It's now free to sell.
So mute that. There we go. And mute mic. And sorted. Right. So, any other changes we want to make to this deck? Something that we were doing with the other ones is making sure we had a good amount of normal summons. And we don't have that many normal summons, so I'm just going to add one more. And we can put in Scrap Iron, and we're going to start cutting down from here. This is still pretty good, because if a card we control is destroyed, that will be happening pretty often, I imagine. I don't think much will have changed. We've put in a 7 because we put in 2 7s because we have the Forerunner, Destrudo, and the ability to make 7s. Just clicked on an 8 there. But maybe the Forerunner just isn't quite... Well, it saved us against Burn that one time, but I don't think it's probably quite worth it. It's another machine name for Regulus, but we have just added a couple more in the Kaijus. And I guess the point is that we still don't really have a discard outlet. We have Phoenix Wing, Wind Blast, Lightning Vortex, and that's about it for our discard. Oh wait, and Clockwork Knight, which searches the Regulus and probably puts a machine in grave. But those are like the discard outlets we have, and for that reason... Oh, and this. It's probably not worth it still. Like, this is a discard outlet, but the way you normally get this out is you tribute something, that adds back to your hand. Most times it's not valuable enough, and you discard that to use as effect. And you're not going to be tributing Cosmo Forerunner for Fantastic Striborg. So it might be worth cutting this. Now, let's think about a spell trap removal, I guess. We have Animount. We have face-ups, any spell trap. Technically, on activation, it gets rid of it. Those two bounce back to hand, they're not particularly great. That's any card. And we have Break of the Magical Warrior, who we are keeping in as spell trap removal and a level 4. So, anything else I can think of? This is sort of a hand trap. It might genuinely be worth playing as a... It is removal. Your opponent is going to send cards from hand or deck to grave. I imagine anyway. Tenpai will. And then it gets flipped up during the battle phase, so you get to destroy 2 cards. Destroy the field spell prematurely. Right, we are actually trying to cut down the... trying to cut down on certain cards. What does this do? So we get the Kaiju field spell. We get Skuld's Oracle to hopefully put the brick, and we get to set this. And then if we +1... Okay, that's not particularly great, because it will get rid of our field spell. Yeah, it's not a particularly great sequence of draws, and we might be able to summon this. What about that? That's a little bit better. That's technically just like a rank 4 removal, and more removal. In fact, no, okay. Both of our field spells of Metaverse would no longer be live, but that's a rare case. Granted, we have 1 Searcher for the field spells and 2 field spells. Not limited in any aspect. What else does this do? This makes a level 5. So you probably set Mirror Force, activate Kyoto Waterfront, normal summon Stangan, special summon Assault Synchron, Synchro into Samsara. Sends 2 cards from field, putting 2 Kaiju counters on this. You only need 1 more. That's kind of rough. But you cannot activate the cards or the effective cards with that name for the rest of the turn. Yeah, so it's not even like we could do anything with it. End of the day, I think I'm probably just playing this because I like it. This is substantial enough changes. We've completely got rid of the link toolbox, we've bumped up a couple card ratios, added more kaijus, added a second field spell, cut some of the cards we were playing for the longest of times, added more synchros. Right, let's run it. We've put enough of a hold on this for the moment. We do still need to try and win some duels, get some packs. Because Thursday will be the last stream of us being in Platinum, because month reset. But we should do with this time what we can, because 2 packs a win is still 2 packs a win. And granted, it will be very soon a lot easier in theory. 6 card extra. That screams structure deck. And as a result, let's set 3 cards. Hello, another first time chatter. How do, hope you're well. Welcome to the stream. Nice that we actually chose to get dueling again right before you get in. Oh, this is probably just an FTK. Nice. Me too, just relaxing after a day of work with some Duel Masochist. Okay, I'm slightly confused, but we're not dead. So, profit? Pendulum scale, I guess. It's an extra 600 attack. Flip this. Summon this. And just go for it. They would have to set Big Shield Gardener or the like. Well, that's not strictly true. But it beats over a hand trap. Okay, so it might be an actual deck, but it's just not exactly what we were expecting. I think going against another person doing a Masochist run feels fine, as long as it's slightly back and forth. I had one of those duels just a few minutes ago, where either they were a bot or a Masochist deck, because it was Melodious, Infernoble, but there was no extra deck. This is an actual Toon deck. We're getting rid of that. I would not normally just remove Toon World from the field, but this is an actual Toon deck. I can't let that happen. Let's see. Wait, this guy can just attack the turn he's summoned. Why did you not? Right. Okay, what can we do? We can do both of those. Okay, we'll do it this way. Because then, if you have something... Ooh, I got slapped with a Synchro Zone. Yeah, that doesn't feel great. I tell you what, playing a Masochist run is surprisingly rewarding, though. Yeah, this is Toon Relinquished, so they are playing an actual deck. Yeah. I have ways to out things too. I used my best spell and trap removal just now. That's actually kind of... I think we just give them the monster. Just because we don't really care about the monster. Goddess Scold's Oracle. Really surprisingly good for Masochist. Know what your opponent's on, and then as long as you have a basic knowledge, you can kind of brick your opponent, unless they just have good cards in hand. Sure. Yeah, I'm not gonna stop that effect. You go for it. You can see my lightning vortex. Anima. I haven't played around the zone. Cool. Not my monster. How dare you? Gimme your link. I can't even do anything with this if I do steal it. Because I got rid of all of my link monsters just now because they weren't putting in enough work. How do you feel? Do you feel lucky? I feel more lucky. Let's... Yeah, understandable. You shatter some people's will to live sometimes, that's all there is to it. I have beat a couple proper decks by just, you know, continuing to play cards that annoy people. Right. Now we get to the fun part of the Masochist challenge. We've only got one legacy ticket, so we'll not ignore that for the moment. But we get 2 master packs because we're in Platinum and we won it all. So let's see what we can get. We have had some genuinely interesting pulls. Wait. This is really good. We can get the boy back. Awesome. And then if he gets put to the bottom of the deck, we can just, like, have this destroyed. I love it. We don't have topologic link monsters. That is our second Karakuri strategist. We do have, like, a machine kind of pile deck that I was playing a couple streams ago. Not particularly great, but this is something nice for it. We don't have Cyber Dragon fusions. Nor do we actually have Cyber Dragon. Nor do we have S-Force. Fortune Ladies aren't great. Necros Mirror, 6 sand card. Not a particularly amazing pack for us, but, you know, cards are cards. We might use some of them, eventually. Right. Ooh, ultra rare. Ooh, another good dragon. If special summoned from grave, banish as many face-up spell traps from your opponent's field. And it targets a monster except Arcbrave. Doesn't open a pack. It's not a royal rare anyway, so 2+ level 9s. We can make this. It's not brilliant, but we can make it. It's not like it has any effects. It's technically a negate, but we need to control yet another monster. That is Monster Reborn for us. No, it's not. It's not Monster... It's kind of Monster Reborn. That's a rank 4, but I don't think that's worth anything for us. Yeah, we don't... Like, there is a Pendulum pile very slowly coming together, but it's insanely slow. Boujin card. Right, what's the ultra rare? That is a card. That is a monster. Target light or dark can either banish spec, quick effect if your opponent controls a monster. If spec, during end phase, add a dragon. Right, that is something to look at. Not a royal rare, but it doesn't have to be. That's actually a pretty solid pull by itself. Let's check our deck. I don't think... Wait, we have a dragon. We have Destrudo. So this is a DD Crow into a Synchro. Just assuming we don't draw the Destrudo first, of course, but we have a lot of assuming we don't draw the things. Good job, you. Good to hear you win. Target monster that cannot be normal summoned set. Plant is simply the best deck. Are you playing, like, Constructed, or are you playing, like, a draft kind of thing, like Masochist? Because Constructed, then, yeah, Plant is very strong. We need to get rid of their monster first. Doesn't tribute for cost. I think we just play this, though. Okay, we do need to work out what we should be cutting again. Regulus is just a special summon. It's just a negate. How many machines? One. Oh, we're actually running a bit lower than we were. Maybe it is time to cut Regulus. Start going into grind games where we don't use negates, I guess. And what was this? Target a monster cannot be normal summon set in either graveyard, so we can get back an Xyz monster. I don't think good enough is particularly a question. Lucky enough is definitely a question. And I don't have the patience. That's fair. I would argue that you do need the patience for something like this. Target monster cannot be normal summon set in either grave. Spec it. How many decks are going through their synchro pool? We can steal a Tempai dragon. Like, we can steal that dragon. And this is a special summon. It is increasing the deck size quite a bit. I don't wanna bump that many I don't want to include that many extra cards. Yeah, I've played against, plants at locals a good few times. And, even a bad hand, so to speak, still ends on, what? Compulse, a quick effect tribute, and a negate? Even a poor hand. Which is insane to me. On the other hand, their best board ends on Therian Regulus negate, Compulse, quick effect tribute, negate, with the trap card. Then they have the aroma stuff. I forget what that does exactly, but it's more disruptions for more things. Set this. And then we set this one and this one. 1343. So it could just be a constructed deck. Let's find out. Pass to them. What will they do? It is Blue Eyes. I don't like that. I really don't like that. This is why I'm pretty sure I haven't taken it out yet. Yeah, this is why we're still playing this. We keep on running into Blue Eyes, or Galaxy Eyes for that matter, but mainly Blue Eyes. Chaos Max, alternative, Blue Eyes. I kind of want to give you Blue Eyes from that. I hope it's Blue Eyes. If it's Chaos Max, we are not dead, but we're damn close to it. I don't think we have an out. Okay. Set a spell trap. End phase, yes. Yeah, we don't want them to have True Light. Okay, right. What can we do with a 7 synchro? So we've got Yazi for 2600. We've got 2700 for Scrap Archfiend, but I think it's better to just summon this guy. Go battle phase. Rip a card from the hand. Put Blue Eyes in the grave. Main phase 2. Set this one under there. Set this one under here. And hope it works. If they get to Chaos Max Dragon, we are done. We don't have... This is our out for Chaos Max Dragon. They'd have to put it in this column. So, best of luck us, and hope they just randomly fail for no reason. Alright, that is board removal. Monster, cool. Drawing a Bestial would be really funny right now. That one-off Bestial that we just pulled? No. Wait. You know what? That's funny enough. We're gonna put it there. We're gonna see what this is. Oh. We're gonna kaiju your one monster. Now what? Sure. Send a Blue Eyes or card that mentions it, except Chronicle Sorceress. Okay. I don't think it's going to be the best Blue Eyes deck, but on the other hand, we do need to top deck a monster. We did just put more spell and trap cards. Add a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Okay, it's specifically add Blue Eyes. It's not anything else. Fusion Summon. This is a light machine. You're not fusion summoning with the kaiju. It's whatever's in your hand that you're fusion summoning with. Maybe the Chronicle Sorceress. Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon. Okay, that's fine. Tyrant Dragon. That's less fine. Put the kaiju back. Unaffected by traps? Unaffected by traps. So, there's no reason to stop the damage at the moment. We take all of it, but that's just kind of how it is. Bengalancer Bounce, yeah, that's the Compulse. That's what I was forgetting, Hyperton. Hyperton Spell Monster. Did you just... Oh, you just got it back, didn't you? Spell Monster Negate, Regular Summoning, Ricochet Tribute, yep. Oh, and their monster's Satch Seal. Yeah, right, because you tribute a plant. Rick Princess, Monster Negate from the graveyard. Teardrop, target a monster tribute. Aroma Lilith, Magnolia, which... Oh, that's... Yeah. Yeah. Right. And let's read True Light. Blue Eyes White Dragon. You know what this isn't? Blue Eyes White Dragon. Anyway. They can be destroyed. Yeah, we can't target Blue Eyes with monster effects, but I don't need to target Blue Eyes with monster effects. Or even with card effects, full stop. That's funny. No. We're not putting the Paleozoic on the field for no reason. Summon a Blue Eyes. Now what? Yeah. I mean, I think at that point, Plant is, like, just an everything counter. Not specifically Tenpai. It just counters your opponent by existing. I want to activate Metaverse. Let me activate Metaverse. Damn it. Let me activate Metaverse. I can do Blast held by Destiny. Yeah. It is just an insanely long combo deck. But, That's what it is sometimes. And now we'll get the Paleozoic. Because we need a blocker. Like, a defense position monster. Set spell trap from deck. Ooh, what are you setting? What are you setting? Okay, it can't be... Yeah, that's fine. It's target a Blue Eyes. That's kind of funny. I could send, like, everything and get Kaiju counters. Anyway. Activate Dark Sanctuary. Target a Blue Eyes monster you control. Unaffected by card effects, except its own, cannot be destroyed in battle. Any monster in battle is destroyed by the end of the damage step. Okay. That is fine. Because you can't activate it this turn, which means I can Blast Hell by Destiny against the Jizukiru. Inflict nearly lethal damage. Yeah, that's fair. On a 60 card pile, you can just afford to. Jet Dragon. Oh, Jet Dragon. Right. We are on a very, very close clock. Come on, change the Chronicle Magician to attack. You know you want to. Fuck. They attacked in with the Jizukiru first. Is my opponent stupid? I know I'm about to destroy a card on their field and give them, what is it? Potential, I'm about to give them Jet Dragon access, but that's fine. Other cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, but this card can. So this is not at the start of the damage step. Oh, come on, they can't get away from all of these coin flips successfully, can they? They gotta screw up one of them. And they screw up the lowest one. Come on, screw up the big boy. We're nearly there, guys. Nearly there. 975 life points. Wait, do we have anything? I don't think we do. They do. Hold on. Must first either be unaffected by trap card effects. Brilliant, we've got it. I knew putting this card in would work. This card can be. So yeah, it's exactly their fusion. Set a spell trap. That's fine. Go for it. Ultimate Fusion. Okay, it can't be activated this turn because you set it this turn. And as soon as they do... Oh wait, hold on. How many Blue Eyes do they have in rotation? Destroy face-up cards your opponent controls. That's not great. That's 1 Blue Eyes, 2 Blue Eyes. That's probably 3 Blue Eyes. How much defense does this have? 29? It's defense. It'll do. You can't special summon it. We'll put it in attack position. We kind of have to. That's true. Soon is the Gimmick Puppet FTK. Don't connection fail me now. You're, like, so close to victory. Either surrender or die. Just, like, you know. Right. Unfortunately, we are dead. Because they can just pop the Dark Sanctuary, and they can also just pop this guy. They do know they have to pop Dark Sanctuary, right? They should know. Yep. They did not pop the monster. Sure. Oh, Jet Dragon. Oh, we were so close. That was a good duel, though. But seriously, if they miss, like, one more coin toss, my god. Masterpiece might be getting unbanned. You see, I see that as, like, a... Well, I'm hesitant to see that as a good thing. Because I know how people used to play... No, I know how people do play True Draco. People play True Draco as a Floodgate deck. You don't have to, but it's probably the strongest way to play it. I'd say hesitant to see it as a good thing because, like, each time Tribute Summoning becomes a thing, Floodgates exist. Like, people just pair it with Floodgates. There's no, you know, other way of doing it. With... Let's see. The thing is, with, like, Monarchs, for example, Monarchs are an inherent Floodgate deck. Like, there's... Oh, we lose here. Doesn't do piercing, but I believe it can... No? Why wouldn't you activate it in main phase 1? Unaffected by trap effects, but it is affected by monster effects. I will set a trap card. I don't have a problem with that. I like Monarchs. But the thing is, like, Monarchs are inherently, like, their archetype design is supposed to be Floodgate. The problem with, like, how I see it, the way people just, like, True Draco is, Tribute Summon, I can Floodgate, but True Draco, like, has other ways to play. Like, there is nothing, like, in archetype that is inherently Floodgatey, you know? Monarchs have, like, a protect the castle kind of Floodgate playstyle, in the fact that there's Erupt, Domain, and then, what's-its-face? March. Where your opponent needs to Tribute Summon before they access their extra deck. Only Tribute Summon monsters get their effects, and only Tribute Summon monsters you control are protected by targeting and destruction. But I still think that is, like, fairer, in a way, than the way people play, than the way people have played True Draco. And what else is a good example? Fluonderies is a really good example as well of how people play just, like, Floodgate decks, you know? Because, like, well, I guess Flu has, like, inherent Floodgate aspects to it as well. What are you? I'll give you Torrential Tribute and I will never summon again. Problem is, they've probably opened Kashtira monsters by the looks of it. I know that guy. Yeah, go for it. Special summon him. He's in my hand right now. Deerbound. Sure, go for it. Quick effect, target effect, something controls. Okay. So they just have some strong cards, but it's probably also a Masochist deck. Yeah, they're playing around columns as well. The best floodgate in Duel Links is Power Sink Stone. That's not a terrible floodgate, but I get what you mean. As far as floodgates go, there's like, you know, there's worse. There's worse to have around, let's put it that way. Do you have trap cards to back up your hand? You probably do. So, just in case, we will... Oh, the Annoyance. It's another well, no, it's the one that I added to that. I gave them that. This one could be treated as a non-tuner, right? Yeah. And because of that, we can Synchro 6, right? Yeah. Monsters with less attack cannot attack. Monsters with high attack cannot activate their effects once, but once again, it's the wrong way around. It loses attack equal to this card's current attack, and then banish this card until the standby phase of your next turn. Right, so I can put them on Better Habit, which means we normal summon this. And we now special summon Assault Synchron. What do you have? Is it just you waiting to activate the Abound? EMZ. Assert Dominance. And just for the sake of argument, let's see what your top decks are again. I know there's Pot of Greed, sometimes. That is a wall I cannot get over. That is something that hurts. Oh, wait, no, hold on. They could just do this in there. Is it really give them Pot of Greed? I think it might be give them Pot of Greed. I don't like it, but that might actually be the play. I will inflict 200 damage to you. One way or another. Standby phase of the next turn. Yeah. Take 200. End phase. Come on, bring it back into the center column. Fail the coin toss. I already won going first, so like, come on. What's you flipping tails on the, you know, heads or tails? Come on, just flip tails. Just flip tails. Yes! Pot of Greed! My torrential tribute. Oh, they put it in the other column. I don't know why you did that first. You might as well just quick effect, you know, do the thing, right? Yep, there you go. Okay, that's fine. It's banish it until the next standby phase, yeah. Right. So they'll get this back, but we can summon Sangan. It's a dark monster. This does nothing. Normal summon. Die. Success, anyway. It is. It's skill-based Pot of Greed. And our opponent does not have the skill from the main or extra deck. That was Tribute summoned. Yeah, this isn't looking good for us. We've got Sangan and Torrential Tribute and a Dream. They're going to normal summon because it's good to apply pressure. And because they're going to... Oh, wait, no, it's just quick effect to leave, isn't it? They still keep this. That's really difficult. They just chain this and they get it out of the way. Dearbound, unironically a boss monster. Sangan, save me. You can get me many things. Ugh. Yikes. That's actually also just outed. Like, I think we have to get this. Because if we draw another monster, we can then out the Dearbound. That's my theory. But we do need to get another monster. That is not another monster. Oh wait, that does out Dearbound. We will take it. It's not much, but it is something. Lightning Storm. You have nothing to tag out. Bye. And he doesn't come back. Oh, he's got Dogmatica Punishment. That's a bad card for us. We'll just leave it in that order. Theo is not as much of a problem. I mean, he'll normal summon it. You should be able to check the log. It is a digital card game. There's Theo. Target or face-up monster on the field, special summon from the extra deck. Yeah, okay, so this doesn't count because hand. We've summoned one monster from the extra deck. It's 100 points weaker. That is funny. Bye. we will get rid of your monster. Oh, I put it in the wrong column. Fuck, we killed ourselves. I think, yeah, I did just actually kill myself. I got too excited. I clicked the wrong zone. I tried to tribute the monster and not select the zone first. So, we need to get our other kaiju. We've got 2 of them. There's 40 cards left in deck. It'll help. That is not a kaiju. Set. Activate. We are losing this. If there are no cards, if there is a column with no cards, you can special summon this card. Negate any card activated in this card's column. I think we have to give them that. Right. We have just thrown this rather horribly. We could have given ourselves a kaiju in hand. Instead, we've given them a kaiju. Aw, fine. It's not on the field yet. And that is a paleo. I dare. I put it in attack position. Fight me. That's right. Where do you put it? They put it over there. Oh, that's hilarious. That is the best card. Special summon. Special summon. Put that on the bottom of the deck, but it gets banished. It doesn't even get banished, no! Alright, it's unaffected by monster effects. When a monster is special summoned, I will not be special summoning. We're going to kill this. And we're going to start burning your life points down very, very, very slowly. It is a clock. You see, one thing that's really annoying as well is Masochist players especially, seem to play around columns. Okay. That's the when it is special summoned. This is not helping us, but we will activate it. Oh, we are dead. We have to give them punishment. There isn't another option. On the plus side, this is unaffected by monster effects, but I really don't want to find out what they have in their extra deck for punishment. If they're playing it, there is a chance they just have Untus. Each time a card is sent from the field to the graveyard. So that would count exactly punishment. Because the Paleozoic is going to... Okay. Normal summon. They are waiting. They are being patient. What do you do? While you control... That's a special summon. Jesus. This cannot attack the turn it is normal summoned. That is probably our single best bet. Battle phase. Attack. I am putting them on a clock now, so they do kind of have to use the punishment at some point. Especially because this can just out the Labyrinth tank. And if they let it get that far, I'm pretty sure they realise this, because Masochist players also seem to read a huge amount. I'm so like, yeah. We haven't actually played that many games, but it has been a lot more enjoyable. Right, so they can summon their heavy tank. Which zone do you summon to? The center zone. 5. You used your normal summon. Pray of the Jiraiya. Okay. We know what that one is. So we normal summon this, or set that. Normal summon. It doesn't really matter as long as it's not this column. Because in theory they're going to use Dogmatica Punishment on this. Because it functions as removal. Attack. 12. They probably take the 12, or just punishment here, okay. Yep, that makes sense. 5-headed dragon. Yeah, that is a punishment target. Soul Taker. Target face up monster your opponent controls, destroy, then opponent gains 1,000. I think we have to take that, purely on the basis that their other cards are going to kill us. 1 Kaiju counter. We've already gone through 2 Kaijus, though. So searching a Kaiju is searching something that isn't useful to us, really. They can normal summon the tank again. They played around the column. In end phase... Yeah, I think we force them to do it. Okay, that's something. It cannot attack anyway. Set. I know what they have face down. Activate. I get to book a moon. Okay. We're not out of the woods yet. But we are significantly better off than we should be. Oh, that was hard fought. That was a good match. They had a very threatening deck. Any Cash Terror is just, like, really good. There was no way I could let them have that. I can only assume that this is probably a Masochist deck, but, like, this is very high-level monsters. I don't understand this. Oh, wait, no. You've got a Successor Soul. What is this? When a monster is special summoned, except during the damage step. Did they just not activate it? Or is it because it's a chain? I don't know. But yeah, that's actually just... Dark World Lightning, Soul Taker, Murmur of the Forest. Like, they did have a number of Galaxy Eyes cards in there. And they have... Do they have non-effects? They have this guy. That was a really good duel, anyway. Fun game. Right, now, go to the shop. We've got 5 whole Legacy tickets. Let's do it. And what do we got? Kaiser Seahorse. Blade Knight. This is kind of anti-Tenpai, if you squint. Target the monster with lowest attack. Okay. Shiranui, that's more zombie stuff, and that's an actual monster with attack. I believe the ones we've had have all had, like, less than 15. Zushin, that's unplayable. Extremely. You take any battle damage. If our opponent knows what they're doing, this will kill us. Normal monster. Blackwing Strafe. We don't have Blackwings. And, yep, that's fine. Not really expecting anything fantastic from this pack, but you never know. Mimicking Maneater Bug is in there, and that's a pretty strong card. I think Jinzo might be in there. Speaking of dragons... I know we weren't, but speaking of dragons, that's really good. We just need to get the other 2 copies of it. Can we make this? We can. Once per turn, battle immunity. And that's the vampire boss monster. We really are collecting those, aren't we? Ice Queen. It's a spellcaster. It is not anything we really need. Altergeist Failover. If another card you control, spec an Altergeist. We don't have Altergeist. It's not our first copy of that thing either. Spirit Stuffs. Not terrible. Ooh, we've got the fusion thingy. That's not a First Flame Swordsman card, but we just don't have, like, the extra deck cards for it. And I guess we don't have the fusion materials we need. Right. Another Super Heavy Samurai card. Dogmatica Encounter. I don't think we have either Dogmatica or Albaz. We do have level 5 or higher normal monsters. Don't know if we have a water deck in... Like, we have a way to make every monster become water, but then that's that's useless. That's our second white ninja. Shooting code Talker, that's not bad. Adhesion trap hole. That's pretty bad. And guilty of the D Knight Soul Sphere. If you control no monsters, normal. If normaled, banish with equal or higher attack. Discard to add one of the following, which searches for Red Eyes Black Dragon, Jinzo, or the legendary Fisherman. That's this guy's function. Because this is a Joey support card, and Joey had all of those guys. I think he summoned them all in a duel, maybe. Or maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe it was the Moth that he summoned. Anyway, not particularly fantastic pulls. Nothing that I think really changes the deck. So, let's take this as a sign that, you know, we're doing fine. Deck is amazing. Nothing is wrong with it. And keep going. I know I didn't really give the Warrior good stuff that much from a chance, but this, like, it just didn't feel as strong. Don't know what it is. Especially when we're preferring to set cards over summon, and then we need to have a Warrior targeted for an attack. Hey, we have the hand trap. A monster will be sent from my opponent's hand or deck to the grave. This is exactly what will happen. Hand trap. Big. Right. Cannot be destroyed by card effects that do not target them. And if they end on rank 8s, as they normally do, we get to completely demolish their board, possibly. Okay, what does this do? You can activate this effect, except... okay. Oh, okay. Because the thing is, you want to pitch... You want to get rid of King Sark, and you want to get rid of Seti. And if you get rid of Seti and King Sark, then this is less of a threat as well. Giant Trainer. Giant Trainer. I have a suspicion they didn't read the Prime Mineral card. I don't need Special Summon. I've got a flip monster on the field that will pop your field. Sure. You've already Special Summoned all of those. You have, like, one monster to summon. And then, what, you Tribute Summon Vanities. If you count Tribute Summon Vanities as your entire end board with no kind of negates you've lost, your opponent cannot Special Summon monsters, but, like, you know what I'm doing. I'm not going to Special Summon. Right, so... Clockwork Knight. Skuld's Oracle, which we won't use just yet, but it might bait out. It might make them activate the Max C, or the Ash Blossom, which means they have less cards in hand. That's fine. We'll Pendulum Scale this one. Sure, go for it. Any of these lights? No. No, they aren't. Flip Summon. Congratulations, you discarded another card for no reason. You're not top decking anything. You're top decking like 0 cards. Light? Dark Light. You are getting a Melody of Awakening Dragon, I guess. And... set, and set. And just battle phase. Right, I didn't actually check what attribute Legionnaire was. But it doesn't matter. They played that, like, horrendously. They could see what I had. They were better off ending on, like, every Horus monster known to man. That is one I actually deserve to win, despite the power level of their deck. We got a couple legacy tickets. Let's do it. Right. Light Ray Diabolos. This is a card I used to play in... I can't remember what deck. Let's see. That's funny. It'd be in that kind of, like, annoying deck that we've built up, but we need that to be on a much lower card count for that to be worth it. That's kind of funny. It is a zombie, so we'd probably play it in that deck, actually. Alright, and a normal monster. And it was new, so we do only have the one of it. Right. Another 2 packs. Right, let's go. Let's see what we can get. Ha! We got a Pendulum card. Add 2 face-up pendulums with the same name from your extra deck to your hand. That's not going to be useful for us. Face-up level 5 or lower pendulum in your extra deck. Choose one level 5 lower and special suit. Okay, so that could be useful for the pendulum pile. But it could be. This is not useful for us at the moment. This boosts one monster we own. We got another generator card. Oh yeah, right, we do have generators. We have, like, don't we have the Volga and, what is it? Naglfar? I think those are the 2 we have. Cards from the Sky. Banish a Light Fairy, draw 2. I don't think we have a big enough count of Light Fairies. 2 rockets. Well, that is the first pack. It is not monumental, but it is the first pack. Pack number 2. And who knows, the, like, Rescue Hamster could be pretty good, as could the cards from the Sky. That is Sky Striker card. Must first be linked. Loses 3k attack with no spells in grave. When your opponent activates a card as chain linked to a high, you can banish 2 spells to negate, then you can destroy. That's really good, but we don't have a spell pile. And, like, another problem is that, like, it needs link monsters. We've already established link monsters are not our forte. Ooh, this is rank 10 support. That pairs pretty well with the Kaiju, actually. It's basically just Spider Turbo. In fact, I did play him in Spider Turbo. Defense Zone. Their spells... It's better for my opponent than for me. Another Adhesion. Ah, another... And another one. And a Dream Mirror card. You can add a Dream Mirror monster. But we don't have the field spells, and I don't think any of the main deck is worth playing without field spells. So, we're just straight back into the duels, because none of that is changing the deck. At least not yet. And, okay. We are in the rank up game. We did not get to choose first or second. So we should probably stick this one out, regardless of what happens. And that is 15, 40. What do we have? We have a way to turn your monsters into machines. Okay. Stealth Dragon. That is just removal. But it is 1900. Right, so normal summon. Once per turn during the main phase. Leaving the main phase. No, we do not continue the main phase. Battle phase. Okay, you've missed... Wait, no, that's not how that... My amazement cards have never worked like that. Why do yours? Yeah, shit. That's not how that works. Related. Related? What have I used? Yeah, this has never worked for me like that. Why does that work for you suddenly like that? That feels like bullshit, sir. Well, fuck you, I guess. Sure. Activate field spell. For future turns. Don't do anything now. Take the damage. Go to your next main phase. Then do it. I just need to get rid of this on this card, and then I can have it. Oh no, I meant to. Damn it. Oh, that's actually really good. Set. Nothing to see. End. Now, they seem to be short on playables themselves, so the idea is that we let them go into end phase, then pop it ourselves to summon the guy. Yeah, that's fine. Go for it. Because we do need to clear this. Once we clear this, it's going to be a lot easier. Sure. Destroy one monster your opponent controls during the main phase, yeah. Hey, that's not nice. You're just gonna whiff the attack on that one, right? Fuck. We are in battle phase. I really don't want to do it right now, so we will hold and we will risk it. They pop what they pop. That's fine. Oh wait, we can... No, we do want to do it in end phase. Big boy. And now, because we did it in end phase, he can come back during the next turn. a spell trap card or monster effect is activated in this card's column. Interesting. Bat phase. You idiot. I'm killing this. I'm still killing it, just with a different monster. So yeah, you should have destroyed it when you had the chance. Anyway, thank you for your field. Yep. Oh, you should have kept it simple. You should have just blown him up. Like, I had counterplay for it, but you should have just done it. We get to rank up. We're back in Plat 4. And we actually deserve to be here for the duels that we've won. Well, not by, like, ranking-wise, but in terms of we deserve the wins we've got that have put us back here. Let's find out. Pandora's Jewelry Box. Well, you have no cards in your extra deck. Target card in your opponent's pension zone, destroy it, place this card in your opponent's pension zone. From there, it will go to your extra deck if it dies, though. It is just Pot of Greed if you don't have an extra deck, and it might be worth us considering that. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Spec a level 5 or higher tuner from deck. I think that's something we might want to keep an eye on for the flip deck. That's a normal monster. Element Saber. No. Hero Kid, we need another 2, and some way to special summon it. Chorus is not worth playing. Right. Let's have a look at what we can get from the Master Packs. I realise I keep on, like, putting the music on, turning it off at, like, you know, start of stream, and then forgetting to put it back on. I'm sorry for how quiet things have been. We got more Labyrinth support. Ciphering Gear. I don't think we have a driver, but it's worth checking, I guess. Photon Satellite, not gonna use. That is a Dragon Ruler card. This is Dragon Ruler's unofficial, like, Xyz monster. It's Ruler of all dragons. It is a dragon. It requires level 7s. It is a Dragon Ruler. I don't know if we might play it. 1 card from your hand or field and 1 card your opponent controls. Banish a total from special summon this, but then return to the extra. And supercharge for roids. This is a good pull. That might be something to think about. But I don't think, instead of the rank 7s we have at the moment, I think we just continue as is. Do we just pull 1 secret pack? Or 1 master pack? I think we just pulled 2. We just pulled 2, right? No, we just pulled 1. Got so excited. Right. Round 2. Let's see what we get. What? Noble Arms Gallatin. Equip only to a warrior. I don't think that goes in the warrior deck just yet. That's interesting. But we don't have Mechankos to make use of it. That's a rank 5, which requires 3, so not worth it. Odd Eyes Dragon, not Pendulum Dragon. Basically vanilla Odd Eyes Dragon. Not really worth it for us. Gishki card. Yeah, that feels like very specific. Good against, like, what, Yubel? Cold Dark Fiend. Scareclaw Decline. I don't think we have the target. Darkness Metal. That is one of the better links for how generic it is. To affect monsters, though. Oh well, it's still a link 4. It's something that is there for us to use at a later date. Not at the moment, though. I guess if we get more Crusaders to start special summoning to, you know, zones link monsters point to, or if we start getting a proper Cyberse pile. Maybe for the Pendulum pile, there's always the chance. Go in second. Right, we are back at the highest spot that we've ever been at, which is Plat 4. All that we need to do is win the rank up game to get into Plat 3, and we're then at the highest spot we've ever been. I love this field. It looks so pretty. But they're playing the actual deck, I think. They have an extra deck, unlike the other people we've seen with Medolce cards. So, this might be a problem. We have Spell Trap removal, Monster removal, Monster Effect negation, and a Marshmallow. That's pretty. Right. So this is the boss, Tiramisu. Tiramisu. Come on. There we go. But they have some new stuff. This is the boss monster. I don't think we beat this. Oh, good couple of counter traps. And they got a good couple of Royal Rares. They really invested in this deck. Can you believe it? So yeah, they do still need to end on the rank 4, but I think they can do that looking at their field. Which means we have a problem here. I don't think we're going to win. Don't know what gives it away. This is crazy. Did you need to do that? Maybe you did, I don't know. Their cards have slightly higher than 0.01 usage rate, I think. Or 0.0001. So I think we are truly done and dusted. All that's left is for us to start our turn and find out just how bad. They're still going. They're going to make a rank 4 and another rank 5. Maybe a link 2. Maybe a link 3 even. I forget that they have a link 3. I know I just looked it over. It looks adorable. Look at this. That's beautiful artwork. Anyway, let's get back to losing. That's still going. That's a 4, which is about to turn into a 5. They have some protection on them somewhere. There's the link to. Madolche monsters. Okay. Oh, and this has its own protection? Right. Geez. Set 1. Set 2. Set 3. Set 4. I don't think I'm outing this. They did just shuffle 2, but... No, they shuffled 1, added 1 to hand. They've still got, like, yeah. There goes the better part of removal we had. Yeah, we're not doing that. That's rough. I don't think it would have been any better going first. I don't really know Madolche, like, in the slightest. Come on. You could put me up against someone who's having about as good a day as I am and not ranking up just yet. What is this hard border between Jank found in Plat 5 and Plat 4? Is it Naturia? No, it's Ubel. Oh. And they're going first. Let's go. This is, not ideal, can you believe it? What could we have done? Stack this to the top of the deck again. Oh wait, no. Well, no, yeah, that'd be it. It's just like you stack something to the top of the deck that's a consistency tool that they're using for the whole of their combo anyway. Like, this has an on-summon effect, so you can't do this. It's either the Nightmare Throne or the Lotus. And you pick the Nightmare Throne because it means they've used it, they can't activate a second one this turn. And then they have to, you know, do the whole thing next turn instead, but there's not really a point. There's more to your combo, right? Because otherwise that just dies and you possibly have Battle Fader in hand. Kind of. Like, you don't just end turn here, right? I don't know why you put double Nightmare Pain on as well. You'd surely hold one of them for the next turn. Are they shame scooping? They are. Well, win is a win. We didn't deserve it. Let's... Like, that was probably just a proper deck, so I wonder what the misplay was. I don't know. They only had 2 of this. That's weird. That, and I'm pretty sure, like, you just run 2 of this as well. Just in case. Now, missing a couple cards from the extra deck. You should probably always keep a Super Volley. Oh well. Win is a win. Let's, sure, we'll open them both. Legacy tickets. See what they hold. Level 3 ritual. Just not dark monster. Anything but dark. Element dragon. One of those level 4 things that cares about what it's paired with. Cyber monster, but not of the light machine kind. And Neo Aquamador, which is a decent tribute summon wall, but that's about it. Right, what can we do with the Master Packs this time? Looks shiny. Junk Puppet for the Gimmick Puppet, not our first copy of that card. An Alien Support, again, we don't quite have enough. That is a Dragon card, and I believe we do actually have the Water Dragon, but didn't we just get this one earlier? That's going to be our playset today. No, it was our first copy earlier. Again, for the Water deck, I guess, we've got Torrential Tribute. This is to go with Torrential Tribute. Oh, you tease me so. Like, you gave me the level 1, and you didn't give me a Royal Rare from this pack? How dare you? Triamid. That's all is to be said about that. Eco Talker. 2+ effects. Gains 500 attack. During a battle phase. It can make a second attack. Yep, okay. So, if your opponent plays into the Anima Zone, which tells you about how likely this whole thing is, it's not going to work. Or that's the only way it works, sorry. Next pack. What can we get from the Master Pack? Malefic Selector. They aren't particularly good constructed. Wind-Up Kitten. We have some other wind-ups. Gen X Spare. That's another Gen X card to add to the pile. We don't have reptiles. At least not good enough. We don't Fusion Summon. We don't have Albaz. Second Metaphys Arm Dragon. Second Mist Valley. This is technically just a special summon and a high scale. It is a Dark Pendulum. That is, in theory, worth putting in. I don't know if it is in practice, but in theory. What have we got? Soldier from the Storm, yeah. Let's have a looky, because that is another monster that allows us to both make rank 4s, higher level synchros, and specifically synchro summon this, because it's a non-tuner Dark Pendulum monster. Do we? It's adding another normal summon, but it's also a high scale. This is a low scale. So we'd want it in scales anyway, because this is higher attack. And can actually be paired with others. This is just 2200 if it's on its own. I think we put that in. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we shouldn't. Let's take a look at our dragons briefly. I want to check whether I was right on this one, actually. Because it's weird to have the combo. Unless we just don't have the combo, that isn't it? Nope. It's right down here. If you control an earth monster, you can summon this card from your hand. You can target one water dragon type monster. You can control this card's level, becomes the current level of that monster. So we do have a 2-card rank 8 that is not searchable in any way. We have another 6. That can't make itself 6, but it can make itself 5. Okay. Doesn't lock you into synchros, huh? Right. Let's try out that. See how this goes. Great Axe. I mean, if it's heroes, you probably want to... No? Okay. I guess heroes setting up the full board is decently difficult to play through. That's if it is heroes. As much as I don't care for heroes, Flamewing Man is so cool. Like, I can understand completely why Heroes is a fan favourite deck. That's a nice Royal Rare as well. Oh, that's kind of funny, actually. If this card is sent to the graveyard, it will still get the effect. That's fine. I'm just not used to having Bestial Magnamut in hand. Favorite Contact. And Stratos. I guess, yeah, you didn't normal summon, you just activated Polymerization. Yep, add a hero. Add Elemental Hero Spirit Neos. Oh god. From your deck or extra deck? Yep, okay. I don't know what you summon. Sunrise. Sure. And then activate Miracle Fusion. Because if you activate Miracle Fusion, I can at least declare Bestial Magnamut. Extra hero return. Out 2 from your deck to your hand. Okay. Do you just reveal Cosmo Neos? Nebula Neos, sorry. Yes. We will target Neos. We will search for Destrudo. Well, this is an interesting way to go about things. Chaos Angel would be a hell of a pull, wouldn't it, right now, you know? This one. That's fine. Or your banished cards. I did not read that. If you place into the deck, neither player can return the monster. Oh. Okay, so I need to read... Well, no, it's hitting the field. What does this do? Sure. You negate Magnamut. That's fine. Handle Grave. Activate Lightning Vortex. Discard this. Activate. Destrudo. Target. What synchro do we want? We want 7, right? But we probably want to get rid of this. Oh, they have the... I know what they have in hand. Right, that's really annoying. We'll make Yazi. don't know if there's a point, because they do just have Spiritoneers in hand. Like, they're gonna summon it anyway, right? I need to find where it is in this card log of hero cards. They added it somewhere. There you go. Can't be destroyed by battle. If special summon to add a polymerization or that. Right. I think we do it because it just forces it. They're not... You just summon it. It just blocks both of them in theory. Like, why... Alright. No. Main 2. Activate. Target this. Target this. Do I have a worm? I have a worm. Sure. Let's go. I forgot about it. I completely forgot we had a float target. Plasma. That don't seem great. You don't have 3 or more Destiny Heroes. Maybe you can get to it, but... And then we'll set this. Set this. End phase. Worst comes to worst, I can tag out Magnum up. And then I can banish another light dart monster from their graveyard. What do I mean worst case? I mean, I think I probably do that now. They put any monster on the field before they do things, then I get to banish cards from their graveyard. Like, I can banish the Malicious. I think we do banish the Malicious. Put it here, doesn't matter. Just deny them an extender and hopefully that helps out. Oh, it can add from grave as well. But the Destruder goes to the bottom of the deck. I actually have like a small infinite search loop. That's brilliant. Infinite as long as I can return this to hand. Connection failed. That sounds like surrendered to me. I mean, that was just a proper hero deck, right? Yeah, it was. But of course we banished a Mali. So they probably can't get through the full setup. Let's see. 1, 2... Wait, where's the third? There we go. That's your full board. Well, surprising even myself. We are continuing to win. Legacy tickets. Whole 3 packs. Let's see what we can get. What? Gokipon. Adds an insect. Does not special. Nimble Musasabi. In attack position to your opponent's side of the field. That sounds like a terrible idea. This, on the other hand, we have 2 penguin cards, and this is a ninja card, so it probably should go in the warrior deck. Speaking of warriors, that's interesting, but probably not good enough for us. Target phase of monster you control, or monsters you currently control, with an attack or defense. Okay. And a hero emerges. That's not terrible. In a much more monster-heavy deck, maybe? Right. 2 Master Packs, again. And this is what I meant about it being expensive being in Platinum. If you actually start winning, you drain through your gems very fast. Fur Hire. We do not have, like, any Fur Hire cards. I don't know how many Naturias we have, but we need to have a second one. This is a negate. We can bounce it back to the hand with, no, we can't bounce this back to the hand. We can bounce the monster back to the hand with sour scheduling after first negating it. That's probably playable. We don't have Neos. We don't have spell counter thingies, I don't think. Evil Eyes we do not have. And we have Infernities, but we don't have a payoff. That's a generic 10 synchro. At the end of the damage step, if this card does so much the extra deck battles, you can activate this effect. Banish all monsters your opponent controls. You know, that might be worth just playing. That makes sense that it's in that pack. Right. One other pack. But yeah, it fills a 10 slot. It does function as removal, and it's 0 attack for against Yugioh. And it just stays on the field unlike other Time Lords. This you would play in Phantasm Spiral. We have the Phantasm Spiral field spell. As far as normal summons go, that's pretty good. That's not our first Indiora, but we don't have any V-Jam. We don't have Armed Dragons. We don't have enough Aliens. We don't have Ghost Fusion. We don't have Aesir. We have some of the Nordics, but no Aesirs. This helps us build towards, like, the Link pile. So, you can use it in hand as Link material, and then Foolish, or you can use it on field as Link material and Search. Duelist Alliance. Speaking of pendulums, I know we were talking about links, but speaking of pendulums, if there is a card in the Pendulum Zone, add a Pendulum monster or a Pendulum Spell Trap. I don't know what we have in the way of Pendulum Spell Trap or Pendulum monsters. We have the Odd Eyes, like, Arc Pendulum. Wait, actually, hold on. Just related cards, this. And can we go to, like, our cards? No. But, yeah, we can grab this guy. Pendulum Rising. Pendulum Storm. Pendulum Pendant. Pendulum Reborn. Pendulum Back. Okay, Pendulum Dimension or Pendulum Scale. Okay. I think it is right that that's, like, all the relevant cards, and we definitely don't have more, but it's just worth looking up. I think it is right. It also seems like we do have some, like, spell counter shenanigans, I think. Was it? A bit further up. This boy. That one is spell counter shenanigans. What else? I think we saw an Endymion card somewhere. That one, right there. Endymion card, that's spell counters. But yeah, not enough to really justify that being good. So yeah, this level 10 synchro. We have plenty of monsters. Well, I think we'd want big monsters to hit over, right? This permanently gains 1,000, so it does just get bigger, and it steals your opponent's monsters every time. I think we have other level 8s that are forms of removal, so we'll cut this, and we'll add this as like a level 10 slot. Because that means, what? Assault Synchron plus an 8 does a thing, or Airbellum plus the non-existent 7. But also, what is it? Samsara plus either Chunjun or Magnamut. Yeah, those all work. Of course, it's not going to be good, but we could condense like 2 4s and an Assault Synchron, or Airbellum, Reaper, or Sangan, and a 4. Because it is 1 plus non-tuners. Anyway, small change. Tiny change. 1 monster. And let's leave things off on a high note. That was a pretty successful stream, actually. And while it was expensive for all those wins, we have recouped some cost. Yeah, I think I need to get the dual pass on my main account. I want Snowman Eater. Look at this boy. He's cute. And the background art's, like, okay. As far as that goes. Right. I just want to check. Is this how we keep doing it? Just tiny win streaks here and there? Probably. Anyway. Hope you've all enjoyed. And thank you all very much for watching. My name is Cat Monarch, and, you know, I hope you've all had a good time watching the stream. I will be streaming again on Thursday, as that will be the last one for the month, which means we have 1 stream to try and reach Plat 3 or higher. But I think we do stand a chance, maybe. As it is, we have, what, 2 duels? 2 more wins to Plat 3. So, there is a chance, and I look forward to seeing whether we get that next stream. Hopefully you'll be there for it. If not, thanks for watching the VOD. Anyway, my name has been Cat Monarch. This has been one more Master Duel stream. Goodbye for now.